So, win or lose a Disney Pixar project nobody asked for, and even fewer people are probably going to watch, is going to be removing an episode focused on trans messaging for kids. Because clearly, this was the top priority for the studio that gave us Toy Story. Forget about imagination and friendship. Let's dive headfirst into the gender politics for your preschooler. Yes, your gender politics your preschooler definitely cares about, and not the taste of the Play-Doh that happens to be whatever color. So, win or lose, a Pixar project, a Disney Pixar project, has removed an episode that no one asked for and no one needed. The next episode focused on trans messaging for kids, because clearly this was the top priority for the studio that gave us Toy Story. Forget about imagination, friendship. Let's just dive headfirst into the gender politics your preschooler definitely cares about. So what's next? A Cars reboot where Lightning McQueen transitions into a Prius? Let's not forget, this isn't some one-off thing. No, this is Disney's entire strategy. Alienate the core audience by replacing beloved stories with finger-wagging sermons. Then, when it flops, harder than Lightyear, pretend it's all part of the plan and blame the audience who didn't go watch it. An absolute genius move, don't you think? But, don't think for a second that Disney is canning this episode of this probably absolute brain rot show because they grew some new brain cells. They magically decided that, maybe we shouldn't be so ideological. Maybe we should just make good entertainment for people. No, that's not it. This is a political move. Trump wins the election, and suddenly Mickey Mouse is running scared. Corporate boardrooms across America are hitting the eject button on woke projects faster than Marvel churns out bad sequels. Kind of. Corporations across America are removing DEI things from their websites, but not from the companies. So this isn't a pivot for Disney. It's a mini panic attack. It's a full-blown panic attack. Now we're just seeing it on the outside and not being hidden by the walls of Disney propaganda. They've realized that middle America, the people who actually buy the Disney products and Disney Plus subscriptions and overpriced have to sell your kidney park tickets, aren't interested in funding their ideological crusades. And guess what, Disney? Nobody's shedding a tear when you cancel propaganda. So you can cry a river. Oh, wait, you do that a lot already, and it hasn't done anybody any good. Never mind. So let's talk about the cashola, the money, the green, the scratch. Disney spent millions on ideologically driven woke propaganda for years, all while they lay off people with actual talent. Imagine being, say, an animator for Disney or Pixar and pouring your heart into creating magical worlds only to get booted so Disney can funnel cash into ideologically driven messages that nobody wants or needs, making you wonder if they're planning a sequel to, I don't know, name any one of the complete and absolute flops that Disney has had happen in the last 4 or 5 years and call it whatever, Mickey Goes Broke. And hey, while they were tossing money into their ideological bonfire, what else were they doing? Oh, right, they were jacking up prices to the parks and making Disney Plus more expensive and turning Star Wars into a merchandise graveyard. It's almost as if Disney's motto these days is, we hate you, but we'll still take your money. And, let's not ignore the tasty, delicious hypocrisy here. Disney executives love to preach about inclusion and compassion. Bob Iger and everyone below him love to preach about these initiatives to include everyone but you, while ruthlessly cutting staff and charging you $29.99 for a churro in the parks. But sure, tell me more about your values, Disney. The only thing Disney values is your wallet. And even then, I question if they even value that beyond the ideology. But they'll squeeze you faster than a boa constrictor with a Mickey Mouse. So here's what I think is the real tragedy. Disney used to be the gold standard for storytelling. They created magic, hope, and joy for generations. Now they're just using kids as pawns in their culture war. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. Children don't care about your politics. They just want fun. Exciting adventures with characters they can look up to. But instead of giving them timeless stories, you're force feeding them propaganda and wondering why your audience is vanishing. So why cancel this particular episode of Win or Lose Now? Simple. The audience, the parents, are fighting back. And they aren't blind, and they're not stupid. They see things happening, and they're walking away. This isn't Disney getting smarter. It's Disney trying to cut their losses. The same people who greenlit this mess are still in charge. And they'll keep pushing their agenda. They'll keep pushing their propaganda and their ideology as long as they think they can get away with it. Remember, this isn't a change of heart. This is damage control from Disney and nothing more. And here's a quinky dink, I suppose you call it, or the kicker. If Trump hadn't won, this show would still be airing this episode, complete with gold stars from every activist group imaginable. The only thing Disney really is committed to is whatever keeps their doors open and makes money. Everything else is completely and absolutely disposable. So, Disney, cheers to you. You've taken the magic of childhood, turned it into a dystopian nightmare of overpriced tickets, boring content, and endless lectures. Congratulations on becoming the punchline of your own story. And to the audience, I suppose, to the people who are still watching, what do you think? Is Disney actually trying to make a change, or are they just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic once again? So let me know below. And obviously, as always, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Leave your comments below. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you think Disney is doing this just to save face? At any rate, Disney is slowly and finally now imploding with the weight of years of ideology. And we'll have plenty more to talk about, I'm sure. But, Disney, don't worry. I'm sure your next disaster will be just as entertaining as the last one.